This video will cover freezing panes. As a reminder, these videos are intended to be watched in full and in order, so go back and watch those that came before as needed. The video that came before this was entering data. Remember when you scrolled to the bottom of the data set, you couldn't see what the columns were referring to? To help with this issue, we'll freeze the top row in place while allowing you to scroll through the rest of your data. Be aware that whatever you currently see as the top row is what will freeze in place. So you need to first scroll all the way back to the top. First, again, make sure you scroll all the way back to the top of the data. Then on the View tab, select Freeze Panes and then Freeze Top Row. To summarize, you go to the View tab, then Freeze Panes, then Freeze Top Row. If you didn't scroll all the way up before freezing the top row, you won't be able to see anything above the point of freezing. So you'll have to unfreeze the panes. A new option instead of freeze panes, it will show up, and then try again. A few ways you know you have something frozen is one, there's a thicker line underneath the freeze point, and two, when you scroll, you'll see the numbers on the side of the rows change, but the top row does not. Now that you have your data in a usable format, you can start exploring the data. What the data actually relates to is not relevant for how to do each of the functions, but for curious minds, the data is related to various measurements taken from bears. Sex 1 and 2 refer to male and female. Head len is head length, while head WTH is head width. You can also see that I started a graph here for you, and that's for the sake of time when we get back to that. We'll come back to it later. And the last thing is that there are multiple worksheets. Two of them you'll switch between, the all data and the stats. Another is a survey in case you want to give feedback to these sessions. And then there's also in the version that you've downloaded an unformatted table, which I'll show you how to utilize that in a bit. The next video you will watch has to do with filtering.